Hi, my name is Julie Pollock, and tonight I will be speaking with you about the importance of breastfeeding infants. Before we begin, I'd like to let you know that the information gathered here is from La Liché, League International, Breastfeeding A through Z, and Credo Reference. Here's my audience. And now we begin the presentation. Infants should be breastfed because breastfeeding positively affects everyone by positively affecting both mom and baby physically, emotionally, and psychologically. These effects occur through the breast milk composition, the milk changes, and even the contents of the baby's saliva. The topics we'll be going over tonight are what breastfeeding is, what breast milk is, how it changes, how it affects both mom and baby, the problems that could arise through breastfeeding, and the solutions to these problems, how breast milk compares to other milk alternatives, and the conclusions of breastfeeding infants. Breastfeeding is the intentional act of delivering milk from mom's body to infant to feed them. Breast milk is a naturally made, nutritionally sufficient food for babies, aiding them in physical growth, brain development, and even immunity. It is 100% nutritionally satisfactory for infants 0 to 6 months, but it can have beneficial effects throughout toddlerhood as well. Breast milk starts off as colostrum within the first few days, then goes into transitional milk within the first couple of weeks, and then finally graduates to mature milk after the first 2 weeks. Breast milk changes in composition both in volume based on the baby's growth rate and in composition based on the baby's gender, which the mom can detect in utero through surges of either estrogen in females or testosterone in males. Breast milk will continue to be produced as long as the baby feeds, so it starts out before the infant is even born and will continue on until toddlerhood if mom chooses to continue breastfeeding. Breast milk contains many beneficial hormones, such as oxytocin, that is released once the baby latches on. This can initiate bonding between mother and child and can also reduce the risk of mom developing postpartum depression after delivering her child. Breast milk contains other hormones such as melatonin, which can help the baby to sleep at night, and serotonin and dopamine, which can help the baby in its emotional state. Babies can also consume mom's calories while breastfeeding, so when baby eats mom's calories, this can help them to grow at a sufficient rate and also can help mom to lose the extra baby weight she gained during pregnancy. Breastfeeding allows for continued communication between mom and baby. When baby breastfeeds, sometimes the saliva will be backwashed into the breast tissue. If the baby is ill, the mom's body can detect these specific pathogens and make specific antibodies just for that pathogen to help the baby fight off the disease or infection. Mom can help do this inside the infant's body and even attack cancerous cells as well. But in addition to this, mom's antibodies could help fight off childhood diseases such as asthma and even ear and respiratory infections. Mom can also deliver healthy bacteria which act as probiotics, allowing the baby to grow a healthy intestinal flora, which can reduce colic and even childhood obesity. Breast milk can affect brain development as well, allowing the baby to have a higher IQ, but also can cut the risk of sudden infant death syndrome in half. Breast milk can reduce the risk of breast cancer in mom by allowing her to shed her breast tissue cells, and also can reduce the risk of osteoporosis in the future by allowing mom's bones to remodel after breastfeeding is over. The lowered estrogen levels during breastfeeding can also act as a natural birth control for a certain duration of time during breastfeeding, which can allow mom's body to heal until the next pregnancy arises. Diet and exercise are extremely important during breastfeeding. These dietary changes and exercise routines can help mom to develop a healthy lifestyle, and this can also boost her emotional state. Because baby eats whatever mom eats, this can allow them to have an easier time integrating into their cultural norm of food and can also help them to have a healthier diet in the future, and which is also why moms should limit the amount of drug and alcohol use that they have in their system, which again can help her to live a healthier lifestyle. So what's the problem with breastfeeding? What are the problems or the counterclaims, and what are the solutions to these? Well, contrary to some unpopular belief, breastfeeding is not sexual or inappropriate. In fact, Since humans are mammals, it has been around since as long as humans have been around, since all mammals breastfeed, and it is as natural as childbirth. Breastfeeding babies may wake up more times during the night because this goes through their system more quickly than formula may. But because of the different hormones that are released at night specifically, this can help them to develop better sleep cycles and allow mom to have natural energy during the day. Breastfeeding will not make babies extremely dependent on their moms. In fact, mother-to-child dependency is largely dependent on mother's child parenting style, and breastfeeding can encourage a healthy relationship between mom and baby, allowing them to be psychologically satisfied. Breastfeeding can make moms feel loss of autonomy, but because babies need so much no matter how they are fed, and really should be held during feeding times, especially in infancy, this could happen no matter what. But breastfeeding can make moms feel very empowered as well. And this is especially true for breastfeeding moms, since their breast milk is specifically made just for the child that they made. Thankfully, breastfeeding in public bathrooms has become a thing of the past. In fact, breastfeeding is now legal in all 50 states in America, so breastfeeding can be accomplished whenever and wherever the baby becomes hungry. Breastfeeding while working is becoming easier than ever before, as employers are becoming more compromising with moms that need to breastfeed, allowing them to take their work to home or their babies to work with them. And pumping is another option that can be very convenient for mom. An inconveniency for mom is milk letdown. Milk letdown at all times can lead to embarrassment or even stained clothes. But thankfully, we now have nursing bras and padded inserts to soak up the excess milk that can be let down. Painful suckling is a problem for a lot of new moms, but this can be due to an odd suckling position, which a lactation consultant can help with. Other alternatives include things like nipple guards to alleviate that pain. Other painful conditions include engorgement, which is overfilling of the breast tissue. This can happen if the baby is not suckling enough to excrete enough milk. Alternatively, you can excrete milk through either hand expression or pumping. Mastitis, which is an infection in the breast due to a clogged milk duct, can be also alleviated by those other two alternatives to excreting milk, or it can also be alleviated by applying soothing balms to the tissue in order for it to become soft and eliminate cracks so it can prevent pathogens from getting inside. Some moms experience a milk shortage. They may be fearful that their baby is not getting enough milk. This can also be alleviated by the fact that if you pump, you can measure exactly how much your baby is getting if you put the breast milk into a bottle. If there is a milk shortage, not to worry, because dietary changes or ingesting supplements can increase your milk production. Other serious breastfeeding complications for the mother can arise if the mother consumes medications that could be transferred through the milk, or if the mother is going through chemo or radiation therapy. These different complications in moms should be addressed. Thankfully, solutions such as milk donations or purchasing milk from milk banks has become a more popular solution, allowing babies to still be breastfed even though their mother is unable to at the time of her complication. There can also be serious complications for the child with breastfeeding. If the baby has a genetic issue like galactosemia, which is an inability to metabolize a simple sugar found in breast milk, or PKU, which is an inability to metabolize an amino acid found in breast milk. If the child has either one of these conditions, if it is not addressed, it can lead to brain damage and physical damage as well. So in this case, the child would need another milk alternative besides breast milk, such as a lactose-free milk solution. When we talk about different milk alternatives, it could be formula that's specifically made for a child, like if a child has PKU. Other milk alternatives, or other milk alternatives that are not dairy-based, such as coconut, rice, or almond, or even soy milk. Looking at the difference between formula and breast milk, as you can see, we have tried to mimic what breast milk has as far as contents, but unfortunately, we are just not there, and breast milk is really the ultimate superfood for babies. The breast is also the ultimate milk delivery system for them as well. And since animal milk is species specific, goat's milk is made specifically just for goat babies, and cow's milk is made specifically just for cow babies. So in summary, baby should be breastfed because breastfeeding can have beneficial effects for baby physically, emotionally, and psychologically. Moms should breastfeed their babies because breastfeeding can positively affect them physically, emotionally, and psychologically. Breastfeeding has beneficial effects and long-lasting effects on both of them during infancy, but it can have beneficial effects throughout toddlerhood as well. So in conclusion, infants should be breastfed because breastfeeding affects everyone by positively affecting both mom and baby emotionally, physically, and psychologically. And here are the references for where I've gathered this information. Thank you.